ladies and gentlemen, this is New Bedford, Massachusetts resident CHP, crazy half Portuguese, Mr. Eric Lima over here. You are watching another video episode from the pilot mini-series that bridges the gap in between my completed second season of my YouTube saga, known as WEML-TV, going into the third season that will be known as WEML-TV Channel 77. As you know, next year also marks my 10th anniversary. This, however, is a little fill-in between the holiday season. It's the Bridge Up. And you're watching episode number 18, I believe. Yep, number 18 of the Bridge Up. I want to make sure I get that right. Sometimes you lose count of a lot of things and all that. So this is my end of November 2020 thoughts. And November's been a pretty good month, actually, when a lot of things that went down and all that. A lot of concerns and everything else. And obviously, the Thanksgiving week went well for me. Worked on Thanksgiving morning, nothing doing, and then Friday it was pretty interesting to say the least. And then I had Saturday off, which is totally cool. And I'm working on a new week now, and we're going to the end of December, end of November, going into December, and it'll be the final month of we're entering the final month of possibly what would be the worst year in this planet's history, and possibly also the worst year in this country's history as well. And to say the least, a lot of us have went through a lot this year. Obviously, it's been very difficult to navigate the waters of 2020. It has not been very easy, to say the least, and not also easy for me and my family as well. And now what do you got? A lot of folks have been wondering, why do I talk about my past and my life here on YouTube? I am not exposing anybody or being mean and angry at anybody. It's just to help others out there. Because there's a lot of people out there that sometimes in some situations they're in the same boat that I was in. And how did I handle it? And I just tell people how I handled the situations, and what mistakes I made in the situations of the past and how I've learned from those mistakes. There are two sayings I go by of why I say what I say. One, those who refuse to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Two, the past can hurt, but either you can learn from it or run from it. Or run from it or learn from it. And I choose to learn from my past. I choose to learn from my history. Sometimes talking about stuff in my past helps me too. More like therapeutic, almost. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do. There's some doubters out there that don't agree with what I say. Mostly, and the main reason why is not to anger anybody or something like that. It's basically just to help, And when I talked about, like I said, the reason why I'm going to get this out of my system now is because, like I said, those declarations I made in the first episode of the Bridge Up, that would be for the third season. So I'm still going to talk about. I'm not going to talk about a whole lot. It's just that in general, I want to let everybody well aware of why, because I know there's a lot of trolls that like to harass me, that harassed me over the summer about this and over these past 4 years about, whatever. But the problem is that they either refuse to understand what I went through in my life, or the fact is they don't understand, period. I mean, I know, and I can understand that, but I don't go around making fun of people that have disabilities. I don't go make fun of people who are different and the friends they make and all that. I don't do that. Listen, there are a lot of my friends who are having better lives than I, and number one, I could be jealous of them. I could be very angry and say, hey, I wish I was in your position and all that. But I'm not, There are friends of mine that are in relationships. Same thing, I could say, oh, I feel sad. I feel very upset. People feel jealous, and I feel jealous and all that. But in all reality, yeah, my life's not the best in the world. I have to admit that. But it's the way I handle my life is that's what defines me more. How I handle things in my life, and especially this year, going through a quarantine, social distancing, isolation, and not only that, and the thing here is that basically listen, back in the day, I usually get upset about a lot of things. I overreact. I lose my temper. I throw a temper tantrum sometimes. I get very upset. And this is back in the past, okay? Nowadays, I'm old enough to learn, to observe my situation and learn and say, okay, what can I do to make this right? How can I handle this situation? You know? And, there were a lot of things that have happened in my life that I can almost never get a chance to deal with before. Like when I was a young teenager, okay, having a crush, you know, and yes, I'm going there because I felt I need to. And it's not to berate her or anybody else, but the fact of it is that I'm not. Listen, I when the first time I crushed on Paulette, I did not know how to handle it. I did not know how to channel it, just channel it the right way. I did not know how to not channel it. Just I did not know how to hold back or pull back and say, "Wait a minute, what are you doing?" I never thought that. I'm always been my hyper go get 'em, go type deal, like go gung ho whammo, right? Or whammo. I'm trying to do this for actual 3D effects here. 3D effects, extreme close up. No. I'm always been the type of guy who gung ho, go get 'em fast. Like go Power Ranger. Yeah, let's get right into it. And I kind of like, oh, better yet, a Leroy Jenkins moment. The one, what I'm talking about. All right, it was a Leroy Jenkins moment before Leroy Jenkins came into existence in the '90s. Okay. Um, I felt like just sitting there, not knowing what's going on, and then all of a sudden he's a beautiful girl I had a crush on, and I felt like, let's do this, Leroy Jenkins, and then I rush in without a plan, I rushed in without stepping back and thinking and strategizing, and to say, okay, how do I handle this? I didn't do that, and because of that. And because of me kept on right on going, it cost me a friend in Paulette. And like I said, it cost me a lot in that situation. But I've learned a lot from that situation is not to jump head in first. I felt like I went head in first, did the Leroy Jenkins bit, and just rushed into there without an actual plan, without sitting back, and going, am I doing this right? Am I going the right way about this? I never went the right way about it, and that's what cost me, and that's what the mistake I made. So that's why I learned from that situation is never to rush into things. And then I kept on constantly talking about it, and this was when I was a kid. All right, now I did not know I was half autistic back then. They didn't diagnose it anything like autism or Asperger's syndrome back in the day, so I didn't have that as an excuse, so to speak. I felt like I was just being me, and I felt like okay, I was too eccentric, I was too wacky, too maniacal, I was too crazy at that time. And like I said, when 1995 rolled around, like I said, a lot of things have changed in my life. The biggest thing I needed had to deal with was the move. Right, I used to live like near Buttonwood Park, and now I went all the way from there in the West End, New Bedford, to the North End, New Bedford, which is, and I had a feeling in the back of my mind that this house moving here would change my life completely around, and it is crazy. And then what was my next move? Okay, getting a job. That's another. Like I said, I've always considered 1995 my life-altering year because who knew that in the beginning stages of 1995 I would move, my family and I would move, and not only it would change my life, but it would change the life of my family forever. And believe me, it was it was surreal. Let me tell you. I mean, it was a surreal situation, and I tell you, and there were some beginning things that I turned 18. I got into arguments and fights with my parents a couple of times. I ran away from home a couple of times, and it's just for me struggling to get adjusted to the new life, and then come to find out that my crush was seeing someone else. I got angry and jealous about that. A lot of things have happened that year, and this was 25 years ago. That kind of like spun my life. I thought my life was going to spin out of control at that point. I thought I was going to lose my mind. Then the best thing that happened to me was a job. God decided, hey, okay, I think I know how to curb this before anything else goes wrong. I'm going to provide him with a job. And I was provided with a job thanks to a friend of mine in my church, Jason Esposito. Good man, good guy with a good heart. You know, always a lot of fun, barrel of laughs included. And it was it was a job that at a restaurant that is well known, Ruby Tuesday, North Dartmouth. And at that point, now I was kind of scared going in because you're working with complete strangers, people that you don't know. And I'm only 18 years old at the time, so it's like, are a lot of these could workers, co-workers of yours are going to be a little older than you and everything else. So it's like, okay, this is different. And plus, you were raised up in a Christian home and everything else. You're dealing with people that don't believe in the Lord, and you feel like in the back of your mind going, okay, am I going to do this? How am I going to deal with this? But remember, you're getting there, you're getting paid, and this is a way to start your life. So basically, working at Ruby Tuesday basically changed my life forever. And I started making friends with people there, and it's like, and as time progressed and everything went down, I have started to, like I said, you know, like I said, forget about the situations that are happening at home and everything else. And I started, and as the years progressed and time progressed, it started, you know, I started to adjust more, adjust into life. And then 1998, I moved down here to my parents' basement at first, and I thought, this ought to be unique and have a lot of fun. And when I was upstairs and all that, I was kind of restricted on a lot of things. When I was up, you know, it was only what 3, 4 of us kids in the house at the time before, and then we started expanding a little bit. My two second cousins came in and became my brother and sister. It was a weird. Um, we adopted them when my cousin Stacy gave birth to a couple of kids that we adopted into our family. And one thing my mother has a passion of, and my stepmother has a passion of, is fostering kids, and that was a big thing that she has. And I've always, and it was, and always it's very a unique situation because you never know which kids which kids God wants to be part of our lives, so to speak. We had kids come and go, and uh, we have we had kids come and go, and but God put the right children in our lives, and ever since then, ever since then, we've been very blessed, and see my sisters grow up. My sisters grow up to be not only part of our family, but to be, you know, to be strong young ladies in our lives. And I couldn't express how much I am proud of my siblings, each and every one of them. Even though, despite the stuff they're going through, some of them are going through, I still love them, and because will always, Bible says always to love one another, no matter what, unconditionally, agape love, Um, so, so there's that, and I'm very, very blessed to have a great family. I think what really irks me nowadays, like I said, ever since I've been on the internet nowadays, ever since I did this YouTube thing, a lot of people, there's some people, not a lot of people, but there's a handful of haters out there that basically try to disrespect me in a way to the point where they start talking trash about my family, which is not cool in my personal opinion. That's not very respectful. Talking trash of me. Listen, I've been made fun of since I was a kid. I've been made fun of at work. I've been made well, not at my current job. My current job is basically, well, there's little jokes here and there, and that, you know, and sometimes I just chuckle and go, yeah, that's me, that type of deal. But when I worked at Ruby Tuesdays, I was made fun of back in the day. You know, not as much now. Obviously, a lot of us, matured and all that. We share a joke here and there. Also, you know, you know, there's people out there that trash me for the friends I make on here, and since coming, and then 2009, basically another thing that changed my life was having a computer in 2009, making friends, buying stuff off Amazon and all that, and learning how to shop online, which is really, really cool. It was to the point where, um, it was to the point where everything that I've learned in my past kind of like caught up with me somewhat, but then it felt like it brought back to my remembrance. So, okay, I know how to deal with this, know how to deal with that. And nowadays, I know how to deal with people that don't make fun of me. And you know what? A lot of people don't understand everything and anything and everything about me. And you know what? I don't expect. Listen, I'm not forcing my life down your throats, guys. Okay? I'm not forcing my religious beliefs down your throats or political beliefs down your throats. I'm not here to shove any of that. I'm just explaining about my life and just explaining about who I am and what I do, and just because so I can be friends, you guys get to know me better. All right? And so that way you guys can say, "Oh, okay, I can understand where he's coming from. I've been there before. I've been there. I like to do that." Yeah, but so there's people out there that think that the whole thing's a sham, the whole thing's a scam, the whole thing's a um, whole thing's bullcrap and all this good stuff, and they insult me, they insult my family, and it's like, okay, and I feel like going, and I feel like saying these guys don't have a brain in the world. And to my response to all the trolls, bullies, and haters, go refer to the Iron Sheik's Twitter. That's all I'm going to say on that matter. Refer yourselves to the Iron Sheik's Twitter. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah, I've learned a lot. I've learned to let go, let God. When it comes to most of the situations that have been happening to me, I just let God handle it. Or if there's a person in my life that holds a grudge against me, or does not want to talk to me or speak to me, and I was once friends with, I let God deal with that situation. If it's God's will for us to reconcile as friends again, then He can make it happen. If not, if God says, wait a minute, hold back, pull back, like with my ex crush, God says, "You're gonna pull back. I'm gonna have to take her out of your situation for right now. I'll let you know when you can reconcile with her as friends again. But if it's not my will, you're gonna have to move on, Eric." And that's what I did. I'm not. I don't bug God about it. But I pray that she and her husband are safe. The kids are safe. I pray that they're gonna be okay. And I pray for that entire family, because her father retired earlier this year as a leader of the music ministry, and my mother's taken over from here. And but her father, Paul Costa, has been very, very good to me. He's helped me a lot. And we joke around, and he's a good man. He's a good man. Hope him and Isabel are doing okay. Hope everybody's doing okay. And that's all I pray. I just pray that they're all okay, safe, and happy, and healthy, and being one with God, and that's very important. And always, you always think about your friends, and you always think about others before yourself. And I just praise God for the blessings God has given me, and for putting people in my life that can help me do a lot do a lot from every aspect of my life and help me out, whether they believe in God or not. God's always placed somebody in my life that helps me with some aspects here and there, and that's the cool thing about it. Like when it comes to dealing with trolls, I have some of my friends online who help me know how to deal with trolls. Now it's like, okay, I know how to deal with them. Bada bing, bada boom. All you do is just not deal with them at all. The best way to deal with them is not deal with them at all. So what do you mean by that? Oh, simple. If they put a comment that is disrespectful, I go to their channel and basically find the flag button, basically press the block button and go back and delete their comments. That's a message of saying I don't want to hear any of it. It's a lot better than ranting and raving about it on YouTube or something like that. I'm not doing that now, so to speak. I'm just don't just you know telling y'all how I've dealt with every situation known in my life. But another thing too is some people were trashing about where I live. I'm living in my parents' basement. Been living in my parents' basement since 1998, and we're talking 22 years for exact. I've been in this house for 25 years. 22 right here of those 25 were right here in this basement. The majority of my life in this house was in this basement, and a lot of people felt like I'm being a loser in this situation. Not exactly. I don't feel like I'm a loser in this situation. Yeah, it's not healthy for me as my parents wanted to pull me out of the basement, which is a good thing. They're going to wait until my other, there's a lot of situations been happening right now, and I'm kind of cool being here because I have my own privacy and everything else, which is cool, which I feel great about. And this is totally awesome, radical peace and all that good stuff. Praise the Lord. But you know, a lot of people out there feel that I'm a loser and it's a joke and everything else. Listen, I'd rather, sometimes I'd say this, I'd rather live in my parents' basement than live out there homeless. Because there's lots of other people out there that are not as fortunate as I am, that don't have the same stuff as I have. I should be thankful. I think a lot of people want me to be angry and upset about my life, and a lot of people want me to turn against my family and my friends and my beliefs and all that. I refuse to do any stuff that the haters and bullies and trolls want me to. Why? Because they don't know and they don't understand. That's the basic thing to it. They don't understand a thing about my life, and they don't. And listen, they don't want to be in my shoes. Because they got to realize that I should be thankful. I should be thankful, and I'm proud to be thankful. Why is that? Because there's other people out there. I live in. I don't live in the. I live in the toughest city in Massachusetts. I live in the toughest city in America because we had lots of crimes going on. We had, overdoses. We just found out that somebody tried to deep fry a turkey in the back deck or something like that, and 3 houses were gone. They made the mistake of deep frying the turkey. 3 houses were gone on Thanksgiving. 27 people been displaced from their homes due to fires. I'll be totally honest. I wish I could go help them, but I can't. I don't have the money, the necessary money for it. I don't have necessary amounts they needed. But the city and the government, they got that covered. But imagine how tough it is to lose everything in your house. Imagine how tough it is to lose everything. And I mean everything. It's not that easy. But that's why, I'm not saying, listen, I'm just thankful that God has got me protected, got his house protected, and got everybody protected. I'm not saying it because, mommy and daddy want to hear it. I'm saying it because that's how I feel. I really don't care. I really don't care what others think about my life anymore. Yeah, there's people out there that don't like our family. They shun our family because my family is, weird or, strange or insane. So, And you guys are normal? You people are normal? No, 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 no. We're all different. We're all going to be different. We all cannot be the same way. That's what makes this world so unique, so awesome. It makes like life so awesome. You meet people from every walk of life. So for you to tell me that my family is teaching me crap, for you haters and bullies and trolls to tell me that my parents are nothing, they're losers and all that, all of you need to get your freaking heads checked. You need to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because the fact of the matter is, I love my family. And I'd do anything for them. But the fact of the matter is this, folks. To all you bullies, trolls, and haters, you guys have no right to tell me how to live my life. That's for the bullies, trolls, and haters. Those are the people that hate my family. Those are for the people that hate me, that don't like my videos. You have no right to tell me what to do here on the internet. You have no right to tell me how to run my videos. The only people that have that right to do so, my family, has that right to advise me, to help me, to give me advice, friends, other people in my family, people that I know that I can trust. Bullies, trolls, and haters, I don't trust you. I'm taking a Stone Cold Steve Austin approach to that. I don't trust any of you bullies, trolls, and haters. I don't. And you need to get that through your thick skulls. You want to, you want to make stupid videos of me act like a Max Headroom on crack? You go right ahead. But the fact of it is that, because they're all going to know, and all my friends and family, they're not going to be stupid enough to say, oh, that's Eric. No, it's not. Yeah, that may be me, but it's not me, so to speak. If they ask me about the videos, I said, there's some dummy out there, there's some ham and egger out there trying to, humanoid ham and egger out there, trying to chase clout, trying to get me off YouTube, trying to do all this bull crap, and it isn't going to work. So, and for this humanoid to come out there, and you want to be a total dummy, you want to be Mr. Cool. You want to be better than anybody else, but you're a chump. You are the world's biggest chump monkey on the planet. If you think for one single solitary second you're going to pull one off on me, let me tell you something. Nobody messes with my family. Nobody messes with my friends, past and present. I have a lot of friends I've made over the years. Some of those friends are no longer with us, and I think about them. I think about their families, it's people that I know in my life. Over this past decade, a lot of people that I've known in my life have passed on. The recent one is last year. My grandmother. She passed away, the patriarch of the Lima family from my father's side. Both of my grandparents are gone, 15 years apart. My grandfather died in 2004. Who I thought that 15 years later my grandmother would soon follow. I mean, I lost back-to-back relatives, 2004, 2005. My Aunt Linda passed away in 2005. In my relatives and family, I lost 4 good people. My grandfather, my aunt, my cousin Frankie, a couple years ago, 3 years ago, now last year my grandmother. But also 2012, I lost my biological mother that year. Maybe it's the reason why I keep talking about my life and keep talking about who I am and whatnot, and being thankful for it, for everything, because you never know when it's your time. So that's why I like talking about. That's why I talk about things of my past and all that. Listen, there's a lot of things in my past I'm not proud of. I'm not perfect. I'm not better than anybody else. I want to be real. I want to be real with all of you. Being real and authentic and being the person that I have to be, that's me. Now, if people have a problem with it, then you don't. Then you're not real. Then you're not being real. I should say, not you're not real. Now you're not being real. That's why people don't like you, because you're not being real with the people. That's why people won't take, like, to the bullies, trolls, and haters. That's why people like me won't take you seriously, and I'm not going to take you seriously unless you start shaping up. Now, I have not been harassed on recently on YouTube, but which is good. But at the same time, I think about it and go, maybe I should say something just to help, just to give a word of encouragement, or not only that, just to say, hey, time to end it. You know, time to stop this nonsense. But you know, like I said, all that declarations I made in the first episode of this Bridge Up a pilot mini series, I mean it. And like I said, when the new year hits and when the third season opens up, all this stuff that I've been talking about right now will not be discussed unless it needs to be. You know, I have reasons for a lot of things, man. Yes, I am very thankful that happened in my life. They happened for a reason. And I take that reason and basically I take those reasons and basically analyze it and say, okay, I know why. I understand. If I always say, if people do not like me because they do not understand me. They don't understand the position that I'm in. They don't understand what I'm going through. They don't understand the stuff that my family goes through. They don't understand me or my family. A lot of people get upset with me, and they get upset with my family. The other pieces of family drama, I tend to stay out of it unless they inform me about it. And all I could say is at this point is let God handle it. You know, this month has not been a bad month at all. It was a pretty decent month. Very blessed. You know, very blessed, very thankful. And, work has not been that bad either. All I can say is life's been pretty good this month of November. Now that November's coming to a close, and this Tuesday we're entering the last month of possibly, definitely, the worst year in this country's history. And now we are dealing with changes again. A new president going to come in 2 months next year. What does that mean for our country? Well, all we got to do is pray for America, folks. But continue to keep my family in your prayers as well, because we've been going through a lot. But I always have the confidence God got a hold on us. God's got my back. He's got my family's back. I'm always going to be thankful for that. The reason why I'm smiling is because I know. Just like that song, Bob Marley song, Three Little Birds. Every little thing's going to be alright. We just got to keep being smart, follow protocol, and I think we're going to be okay. I believe we're going to be okay. I'm not going to get into politics. That basically was ruined most of this year. Politics, man. That's why I refuse to even talk about it on here anymore. That's how bad it was. And it sucked. Big time. You know, everything that's happened to me this year, to us this year, you feel like you've had enough. Yeah, there's days I feel like the late great Owen Hart. Enough's enough. It's time for a change. But sometimes you can't give up because people want you to give up. You can't give up. You can't let the haters and bullies and trolls get to you. If they even make a comment on my page or making fun of me, I won't even like. I'm like, talk to the hand. Talk to the hand because I'm taking a stand. Or talk to the hand because in my life, I'm taking a stand. Like I said, if anybody's got a problem with me or my videos, go to the Iron Sheik's Twitter, refer to it. I don't need to say it anymore. But those who like my videos and like my channel, please keep subscribing and tell your friends to keep subscribing, to ring the bell. If you don't like any of my videos, to all the bullies and trolls and haters, you don't like any of my videos, well, guess what? I'm not going to do what you want me to do. I don't give in to other people's demands. But I'm going to tell you this, the Eric Lim is here to stay. No matter what. Unless the Lord decides to call me home, I'm here. I'm going to keep doing my thing. And if you're not down with that, that's how I feel. Yeah, a little immature, but so what? Somebody's got to say something. But hey, I praise God. I'm thankful for everything. If it had not been for the Lord, I would not be here today. And you know what? That's okay. Not a lot of people understand about anything about me either. I'm not expecting everybody to understand me at all. Only God can understand me better. He knows me better. The Bible says in Jeremiah, before I formed you, I knew you. God knew me before he even put me on this earth. And I praise God for all of you guys. Because you always help me keep my life in perspective. Yes, including the bullies, trolls, and haters. You help me learn how to deal with you the right way. Instead of arguing with you, calling you names, I just learned how to use the block button and delete your comments. That sends a message stronger than anything else. Sometimes the best message you can send is no message at all. Sometimes you don't have to say anything to send a message. That's how I look at it. Well, that's it. Episode 18 has been complete. The end of November 2020 thoughts. We're going into December, and this upcoming this weekend will be my picks and predictions for War Games. Which one is it? Y'all like, Eric, don't scare us like that. War Games. So matches are happening, of course, and we will see what happens. All right. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, NXT UK, 205 live recaps will be this week as well as we hit December. Let's have some fun, shall we? Peace. See you in the next episode of The Bridge Up. Love and be Fonz-like. And to all the haters, trolls, and bullies out there, go to the Iron Sheik's Twitter and refer to it. See ya. Peace.